Let's implement Postorder traversal. In Postorder traversal, we recursively traverse the left child, then the right child, before finally visiting the node. We'll assume this traverse method has been called on the root node. I've added a 7 to the call stack. So first, we'll get a reference to the left child, which is the 5 node, and recursively call traverse on that. This pauses execution of the 7 node and adds a new frame to the call stack. So we are now executing traverse on the 5. We get a reference to its left child, which is null, and call traverse on that. Again, this pauses execution on the 5 and adds a new node to the stack. Now, getting to a null means we've reached the end of a path and need to backtrack. So, if the node is null, we return. We're back at the 5, and now we get a reference to its right child, which is 9, and call traverse on that. The 9 node is not null, so we call traverse on its left child, which is null. Calling traverse on null returns us back to 9. We then get a reference to its right child, which is also null, and call traverse on that. Again, calling traverse on null returns us back to 9. At this point, we've traversed 9's left and right children, so we visit the 9 node and return back to the 5. We've also traversed 5's left and right children, so we visit the 5 node. Next, we return to the 7. We've traversed his left subtree, so we go right. We'll get a reference to the 8 node and call traverse. The 8 node isn't null, so we get a reference to its left child and call traverse on the 3 node. The 3 node isn't null, so we get a reference to its left child, which is null, and call traverse on that. Calling traverse on null takes us back to the 3 node. We then get a reference to its right child, which is also null, and call traverse on that. Again, calling traverse on null takes us back to the 3 node. We visit the 3 node and return back to the 8. Now, we traverse 8's right child, which is null. Calling traverse on null returns us back to the 8 node. We visit the 8 node and return back to the 7. Finally, we visit the 7 and we're done. Our output is 95387.